a lot of people I come across and heard, they do think that if you just sit and meditate or just go within, then that's all you need to do. But this is a projection, and it's a projection from somewhere. So this projection is an open book of the inner us, individually and collectively. So what we play out in this experience says everything about our state of being. And you can say go within, and you can use it as an excuse to not go without. And you could go within, always I go within and I meditate. Okay, so what's happening in the projection as a result of what you're doing? The only projection that you're affecting is you sitting cross-legged in the corner. What else is changing? Yes, of course, you can change things vibrationally to an extent, but, you know, what is happening in the world is saying what's happening in us, and we kind of miss that connection. So if we're doing nothing to make a contribution to the kind of world we like to live in, then in the physical world, then that says something about the state of us within, that we're not doing that. I see so many excuses being made by people who have become to a certain extent aware of some of what's going on, so that they can justify to themselves why they're doing nothing. People say to me, you don't tell us what to do. And I think, well, actually, I talk about becoming conscious and all that stuff. I think, you know, that's the start. But it ain't for me to tell you what to do. Exactly. And if you think that I have to tell you what to do, then you're not listening. Because this is about taking power back to the point where we project, rather than looking out here at a done deal.
What they're doing is saying, how do we keep the little guy a little guy for the rest of his life and generations beyond? Let's give him stuff. If we give him stuff for free, he will be disempowered. This is why a guy who goes on welfare, his kids are on welfare, and his kids' kids are on welfare. It's not complacency. It's lack of belief that they can do it on their own. When they believe that they need outside assistance, this is a disease of the mind that the power elite class know that they can put in you. It's called mysticism. It's the ability for you to believe that outside influences control your life. And you believe that you have no control and you have no power. You need help. If I can get you to believe that you need help, you're done.
Then there's more and more and more people are actually going to see that the world is not like they thought it was. And that's a great opportunity, because we are at a fork in the road. And, you know, you're mentioning earlier how people can support what you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. Well, this is a time when no backsides need to be on any fences. This is a time when we're deciding, are we going to be acquiescent and lay down and in a bar-coded mob be controlled for the rest of our lives in ways that would make George Orwell wince? Or are we going to take this point, enough, line in the sand, here and no further? And that means not being on the sidelines anymore, not being on the other side of the road shouting even boo-hoo, it's terrible what you're doing, but actually getting across the road and getting involved. You know, I've been talking to Luke from We Are Change New York, doing a little video with him this afternoon here, and we were talking about this. And what people like him are doing is putting microphones in front of people. He was showing me clips that he did with Tony Blair and Jacob Rothschild. And when you see, Alex, these people, these all-powerful people, when they actually get confronted by people who are not in awe of them, not frightened of them, and are willing to ask the questions that the pathetic mainstream are not willing to ask, these people fall apart. You know, they don't know what to say. They're lost. And, you know, if someone like Blair comes to New York and he gets that done to him, and then he goes off to LA and someone else is there doing it to him, and there's no escape, there's no hiding place, then we start to take the game to the manipulators instead of standing on the other side of the street waiting for the next move by
Senator Rockefeller?
Yes.
I'd like to know if you're aware that we, the American people, are aware of the agenda of the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderberg Group. And if you could comment on that, please, because very concerning to a lot of us.
You know, I have 37 people lined up right outside Senator Schumer's office, all of them wanting to answer precisely that question.
Well, could you just take a brief moment and let us...
No, because we're not talking. We're talking about something a little bit more.
Well, something that's so important, it sort of transcends everything else that we're talking about, sir. Could you comment on that, please?
No.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group.
Get yourself some press credentials.
Well, we have them, sir.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group, sir.
Well, that's not part of our discussion.
When can we discuss that with you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and this is for the senator. This is the scientific proof of the nanothermite that's been found in multiple samples of the World Trade Center dust by scientists from around the world. Basically, conclusive proof that there's an Article 3, Section 3 treasonous cover-up going on about 9/11, sir. So,
We'd love to get your opinion on that, too,
wait,
sir.
what did you say?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you.
Your family starting the modern eugenics movement.
Let's call him Miss
That
Christian.
started eugenics. Hitler looked up to the eugenics that your family have started.
Okay, sir.
I think it's time for me to really start moving quickly.
Yeah.
You could just address some of these things. If we're wrong, sir, please just tell us.
No, go find somebody else to talk to.
But your family did start the modern eugenics movement that Hitler is looking up to. And you don't want to talk about the Bilderberg Group? Well, what about the Bilderberg?
Certainly do.
You don't want to talk about them? They want to implement eugenics as well.
The truth is coming out, and there's a lot of us that are aware of it.
I'm sure you know some members, sir, if you're not a member yourself.
Welcome to the National Security Hotline. If you require urgent assistance from an emergency service, please hang up and dial 000. Otherwise, your call will be transferred to an advisor. Please note that your call may be monitored for the purposes of training or supervision. National Security Hotline, Matthew speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Matthew. My name's Alyssa Hawke, and I'm calling because I want it on the public record that I think the September 11 terrorist attacks were a false flag psychological operation on all of us.
Right.
And I think that, the National Security Hotline is probably one of the best places to start.
Okay.
So, is this the right sort of line to talk to?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this theory, or have you looked into it yourself?
I haven't looked into it myself, but I have heard about it.
You're not interested in that as a theory? Because I tell you, you spend 2 hours on the net or read anything, and it won't take you long to understand.
Yeah, the hotline, we take more information. We take information and process it to the police, send it off to the police.
Okay.
So it's more, I suppose, actionable type of information, if that makes any sense. So I
Well, this is very important. This is like killing 3,000 of your own nation or of a nation's citizens and then blaming it on somebody else so that they can actually start a war against all of us. There is no war on terror, you know. I want it on the record that I'm aware of the agenda for the New World Order, and I see the Freemasonic Illuminati symbolism all over Canberra to Washington to the Mount of the Temple of Solomon, and I want it known that all their wars and economic fluctuations are planned and sponsored, that we all know this now, and I'm opposed to Codex Alimentarius and the assault on my free choice for natural healing. And I do not want to be microchipped, and I do not want to be vaccinated by any company that was famous for putting monkey and children and chicken cancer viruses in vaccines. And I'm just wondering if collectively we can make a citizen's arrest against the ruling bloodline families of the world for crimes against humanity. I mean, they're clearly insane. Are you there, Matthew?
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, since they control the military and the weaponry and the world's wealth, how are we going to arrest them, I mean, for mass murder, for nuclear and chemical weapons. This is us that I'm talking about. That's why I want this on the record. Millions of innocent humans being vaporised, blown to bits or poisoned and burnt and given genetic mutations with our taxpayers' money. This is racism, ethnic cleansing, political assassination, weather control, chemtrails, whatever you believe about that. They're poisoning our water with fluoride. They're poisoning all our food. They're restricting access to nutrients and vitamins. They're committing lives, corruption, crimes against humanity, profiteering from insider trading and prison camps and tax evasion and slavery, and we're too busy worrying about whether Britney Spears has gone mental. And they're making this terrorism, there is no way to measure the pain of covering up events like 9/11 or Port Arthur or Bali.
Okay.
And I just really want this on the record.
Okay.
Like, I understand this is just a job for you and everybody needs to, make a wage. I do accept that, but, why is it that 1% of the world's population can actually control the other 99%? Because they own the banks and the land and the resources, but also why are we all passively cooperating with this madness? Because the 1% who write the rules have actually taught the other 99% of us how to obey them and feel powerless. And I know that, ignorance is bliss and things aren't that bad and let God take care of everything, if you believe, that that's going to help. But it's just really a worry for people who think about it. I mean, people will say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, but no, I'm actually you're a coincidence theorist if you don't tie these things together. It takes 5 minutes. The other thing is this is a security hotline for terrorism, More people die every year falling downstairs than actually from terrorism. And, more fatalities occur each day from the medical malpractice than terrorism for the whole year. But these are things we really need to stop, this farce of having a security hotline to, report a bag or that's on a bus. If you look into the 7/7 attacks in London, you'll also recognise after a few hours investigation that that's another false flag attack. If you look into Bali in any depth, you'll also see that that's probably another false flag attack. And if you look into the Port Arthur attack in Melbourne, in Tasmania, that's also a false flag attack. And these are crimes being committed on us, I'm sure people would love me to come in there and give the evidence that I have, but there are university professors and engineers and military and demolition experts and police and witnesses that will not be heard because these people control you, me, us. They control the media and probably this phone line. We're all dominated by these masters. I understand you have to make a wage, but they're your masters too. Don't you get sick of the lies we're told to forward in this ever-increasingly fascist agenda?
Look, I have to advise you to contact your local member of parliament or something.
But I do contact those people, but don't you recognise they are puppets for the masters? They have no more power than you or I have. The only power we have is our daily life, what we spend our time doing.
Just because I can't enter into any political discussion, we just take information.
I know that you probably can't because it's not your job to get involved in these things while you're on the phone, but, do you feel that you can't explore these things because there may be a risk of losing your income for your family and your loved ones?
No, I can't talk about this type of stuff, so unless you have any information in relation to security, I'm going to have to...
Well, it's just that it's our security I'm talking about. This is the people, all of us. It's our security I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I can't enter into any political discussion, okay, Melissa?
That's okay, I understand.
Okay.
I guess I just wanted to be heard and I wanted my feelings to be on the record. That, I've just decided to wake up and face my fury, but there is actually still the essence of democracy here, and you and we need to exercise it before this fascist apparatus really has the capacity to take away from us our human rights and freedom. All right, Matt, thanks. It's been good talking.
Okay, thanks, bye.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And I think it's really quite the opposite. That when you have a precedent set like that, and you have somebody, George Tenet, acknowledging in his book that he knew that the administration was deceiving the American people into a situation that is murdering young men and women from this country and others, that George Tenet and Dick Cheney and Condoleezza Rice and George Bush et al. Should be in fucking jail. George Tenet, this is, we talk about whistleblower protections, these kinds of things. When people do not, the American people are under the misconception that the oath is sworn to the President of the United States. It's to the Constitution of the United States.
That's right. Yeah.
And they are in violation of the Constitution.
The good news, by the way, is people can easily, without picking up a gun or doing anything, change the plan. When you go to the polls, just don't vote for an incumbent and don't vote for a Republican or Democrat.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I mean, it's very simple to do. And secondly, when you go buy something, as best you can, it's impossible, but as best you can, don't buy things from large international publicly traded corporations.
Yeah. Get rid of Walmart.
You change, you have, every citizen has all the power in the world. And even one citizen thinks, oh, I'm going to throw my vote away. You don't throw your vote away when you make a vote. You change everything energetically. It's the 100th monkey syndrome.
Yeah.
You make one change, and then the next person picks...
Rockefellers, come back. We don't want your new world order, you know? Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile. You are not... You're killing a lot of people. You're killing a lot of people. Leave here. Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile. Leave Chile. We don't want your world government. Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile, okay? Leave Chile. Your family is the most disgusting in the world, you know? Leave here. Leave. You also, you're a traitor to Chile. Mr. Agustin, you're a traitor to Chile, okay? You're a traitor to Chile. What you're doing right now, okay? 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 You know everything. You know everything. You're participating with him. You're participating with him in this. Your world government will fail, okay?
Is going to be good for Texas, and that's the most important thing about the campaign.
Shouldn't we abolish the Federal Reserve and the CFR? That's the real reality that none of you will talk about, and most of you are members. That's what's destroying this country, Governor. Don't you stand for America, sir? What about the Federal Reserve and the CFR? You people are being lied to. This country's been taken over by Europe, and I'm being drug out. Laugh at it. It's funny, isn't it?
Let's grab an arm.
I want y'all to know my family isn't in the world now. Go ahead.
Public assembly? Okay. Where's the car? I got some cuffs. Let's take him right here, up against this glass. Let's trap him on the glass. Okay. Take it out,
where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you, oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, hey, I don't run around in the woods naked. What did that mean?
Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article, where he said, I didn't run around naked like they do.
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But there's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials.
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film. And did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual genuinely?
Sir, everything. I don't owe you this comment.
I know. I appreciate
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you
ever
and goodbye.
been the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh,
that's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do it. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're one."
Mr. Gergen.
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders coming out here? Yeah, that is a three-pointer. Woo! Boy, I hit the hot button. Mr. Gergen, have a wonderful life. Say hi to Moloch for me, Canaanite deity, and I'll see you at Eyes Wide Shut, baby. Bye-bye.
They're whipping out.
There's no purpose. They're just trying to intimidate you. There is no purpose. This looks like a YMCA concert.
You guys feel proud destroying the American Constitution. You guys are doing this to the American people. It's like you're doing this to your family, to your loved ones. We're all people. You're doing unconstitutional orders. You're violating the sacred oath that you have sworn to protect. How dare you sleep at night knowing that you're violating our constitutional God-given rights as free individuals? We are American citizens. This is not China. This is not Nazi Germany. And we have a freedom of assembly under the First Amendment Constitution of the United States of America. And we shall uphold our rights as American citizens because we love this country and we love national sovereignty. You are people like us. You are brothers, sisters, mothers, uncles. We are all family. USA! 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 USA!
This is not Tehran! This is not Tehran! This is not Tehran!
We are here to peacefully assemble, and you are here to violate our rights as God-given American citizens.
This is not Tehran! This is not Tehran! This is not Tehran!
Because you are doing this to your family. You're doing this to your neighbors. And you remember that you police officers took an oath under the United States Constitution to protect the people. And that the tear gas or use non-violent weapons against them. You're violating the most sacred oath you have taken. You are listening and obeying orders from tyrants who are taking their orders from the big banksters. Understand what you're doing?
We want our country back, Mr. President. Therefore, I'm not just calling on you and your team. I'm calling on each and every American citizen to wake up, stand up, and demand the truth.
And my children, in imposing on my freedom, comply. Leave your home now it's foreclosed. No, no, no. Let's follow this through, shall we? Millions of people in the world are losing their homes, being foreclosed, and ending up homeless. Let's follow this through. Why have you lost your home, my friend? Because I can't pay me mortgage. Why can't you pay your mortgage? Because I lost me job. Why did you lose your job? Because the great banking collapse, they can't get this, they can't get my company went bust. And who's taking your home away and saying you've got to leave? The banks that caused the fricking problem. And we are leaving? What are we doing? What are we doing? No, we won't leave when the banks have caused the problem and now they're telling us to leave to take the assets. No, we won't. And people who are not being foreclosed need to support those that are. We're all in this together.
I am strong when all hope is gone. When there's no more sky or air to breathe, I will carry on. You are the one, and you make me strong. When there's no more sky, just make believe, I will carry on. Without you I got no direction, I can't live without affection. Only you and I belong. No matter what my affliction, you always find the prescription. Only you can make me strong. Stand, but I'm not alone. At the end of days I will sing your praise, and I'll sing along. You are the one, and you make me strong. At the end of days, as the curtains raise, I will sing your song. Without you I got no direction, I can't live without affection. Only you and I belong. No matter what my affliction, you always find the prescription. Only you can make me strong. I'm strong enough to see the light. I'm strong enough to know what's right. I'm strong enough to see the lies, to bear the truth for freedom die. 'Cause in the end love sets you free, 'cause you're the one that believes in me. No fear, no hate, an end to war, with peace and love forevermore.
Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're an atheist, you will demand your goddamn rights, and we will have our rights, one way or the other. We will never be silent.
Rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep has fallen on you. Ye are many, they are few. When we figure that out, there goes their way of life.